Alright guys, Blackwar here and welcome to another video, and today we are going to do a Premier League prediction ahead of the 2018-2019 season. So I've made some graphics and we're just gonna go through the whole 20 teams, starting from the three predicted relegated teams, then 15th to 20th, 11th to 20th, 8th to 20th, 6th to 20th, and then 5, 4, 3, and then runner-up and winner of this year's Premier League. So I'm just going to talk about the teams I put in, the reasons why I have them at this spot. But yeah, so first off, I'm going to say that the team that are going to be relegated will be in 20th and last place of this year's Premier League, Cardiff City, 19th Watford, 18th Southampton. Now, Cardiff just got promoted, and unlike Fulham or Wolverhampton, they haven't done an incredible business. They've signed the likes of Bobby Reed, the likes of Greg Cunningham, which are good players for the Championship, but they don't have any, they're not Premier League type signings. And the people, like some of their players in the club, like Bruno Colemanga, they are good players, don't get me wrong, but I think they're just going to be too weak to stay in the Premier League with such such a team, such a roster. I don't know, maybe they'll make some deals before the end of the transfer window, I don't know. But if they don't, it's looking very, very complicated for Cardiff this this year, my bad. But yeah, that was probably expected. I think everyone, or nearly everyone, has Cardiff relegated. Maybe not last, but at least relegated. In 19th position, and that was I'm really not sure about that, but I've got Watford. Now, Watford have done a very good Premier League season. I think 2 years ago, if I'm correct. With Javi Garcia, no, it wasn't Javi Garcia, Marco Silva, sorry. Marco Silva as their manager did very well. He did very well. They were good, but then they kind of dropped a bit towards the end of the season. I think when the manager left the club, and they struggled to stay in the Prem. But eventually they stayed up. However, they've lost. So the coach, or the manager, sorry, they have lost the guy that kind of kept them at bay for a long part of the season, which is Richarlison. They've lost Mauro Zarate, sorry. They've lost Nordin Rabat, who was an essential player, well, not essential, but a very good player for Watford this season. And to cover these players leaving, they had the likes of Gerard Deulofeu or Ben Foster coming in, so not a bad transfer window, but I don't know, I don't think they have enough. I think they're gonna struggle a lot to stay up. I'm really torn apart. I don't know if they're gonna go down, but I kind of want them to stay up. At the same time, I want everyone to stay up. So yeah, it's kind of tough, but we'll see. So yeah, that was for Watford. Also the likes of Troy Deeney. They are quality players, proven players. Even the goalkeeper, I forgot his name, Julio Gomez. Good players. So I think the relegation battle, except for Cardiff, it's going to be tough either way. Now, in 18th place, Southampton. They didn't have the best season last year, finishing 17th and first place, above relegation zone. 36 points, making that one of their poorer seasons in the recent years. And they just got rid of Dusan Tadic, who's been arguably their best player for the past 2-3 years. I don't understand. They loaned Guido Carrillo, I think. They loaned was it? I think Jordi Clase, and they did sign some good players. They signed Mohamed El Younisi mainly from Basel, and Yannick Vestergaard from Borussia Gladbach. Good, like it's some good deals, but they got rid of their main player, Dusan Tadic, to get someone like El Younisi, who's a very quality player but has never done something good in major championship. I think before joining Basel, he was playing in Norway. Wait, let me just confirm my my statement. But I think he was playing in Norway, like before joining Basel. Yeah, there we go. He was playing for Molde and then for Sarpsborg. So yeah, we don't know a lot about him. I think they tried to get rid of Sofiane Boufal. I don't know if it works, but I'm not very confident with Southampton this year. I'm really not. I'm even double thinking right now. I think I probably should have swapped Watford and Southampton. But yeah, that's for the relegation battle. So, well, sorry, for the relegated teams, my bad. So for the other teams in the relegation battle, we'll have in 17th position Huddersfield, in 16th we'll have Fulham, and in 15th we'll have Crystal Palace. 17th place, Huddersfield. They've done arguably very well. 16th position last year. No one expected them to be there. Everyone, well, a lot of people, me included, expected them to go down. Which would have been it would have made sense. They didn't get massive signings, and they were the small team that shouldn't be here. But they proved everyone wrong, and fair play to them. I've just seen the transfer window. It's looking very good. Again, very, very good. Good business. The likes of Adama Diakabi, a very young prospect from Monaco. Terence Kongolo from Monaco again. Ramadan Sobi from Stoke. I think they even got Eric Dorm from Dortmund. And keeping players like Jonas Lossel, it's crucial and it's very good. They're trying to settle as a Premier League team, not to trying to avoid the up and down, going up, going down, going up, going down situation, which is something you can see sometimes, not too much in the Prem, but mainly in France, with the likes of teams like Metz, who just went up, then they go down, they go up, they go down, because they're too strong for the league. For the League 2, but they're too weak for the League 1. So yeah, very good business in my opinion. They've lost, I think they've lost only one player. Probably I think it was Tom Ince for Stoke, well to Stoke, something like 10 million. I think a 10 million, 10 to 12 million. I don't remember the actual fee. But that's to be honest, I'm very happy for Huddersfield. I'm very happy with what they've done, and I hope they'll stay up. Now, in 16th position, I have Fulham, promoted side. They've done a good business. I think the main thing is that they kept Ryan Sessegnon, incredible player. Last season, I think he was best. He was elected best player of the football championship, and I mean, what a season he had. Started as a centre back, then moved to left wing, then moved to left back, switching positions right there. Good, very, very versatile player. Holding him was the main thing. And then what a transfer window. Losing Grant Fredericks to West Ham, the first hour of the transfer window. But then Le Marchand, Fabry, Schürrle, Mawson, all of these being very good signings for promoted side. And then Jean-Michel Seri. Quick reminder, last year Seri was set to join Barcelona. Deal didn't go through because they got Paulinho. And then this year he had links with Napoli, Chelsea, but no, he goes to Fulham. I mean, I have nothing against that. But Fulham are like strengthening themselves towards a difficult Premier League season, and I think holding on to players like Mitrovic, Tom Cairney, Ryan Sessegnon, that's enough for them to stay up. So yeah, Fulham in 16th position, promoted side, staying up in my opinion. 15th position is Crystal Palace, 11th last season, thanks to an amazing second part of the season under Roy Hodgson, with a Wilfried Zaha from like out of nowhere. Zaha was monstrous. I don't even think the word monstrous is enough to describe Zaha. Zaha last season for Crystal Palace, because he carried them like for 38 games. Some like there were good players. I think Milivojevic, I think that's his name. I'm trying not to confuse myself with Milokovic Savic. I think it's Luka Milivojevic or something. Had a good season, but the transfer window this year, losing Yohan Cabaye to Al Nassr. I mean, he said word for word, and I quote, "I wanted a new challenge in life." So he went to Al Nassr. So yeah, definitely a challenge. But yeah, signing Sheikh Kouyaté to replace Cabaye, signing Vincente Guaita for a goalkeeper. I don't even know who's the actual goalkeeper. Is it Julian Speroni? No, I don't. Surely it can't be Julian Speroni. Who is Crystal Palace goalkeeper right now? To be honest, it probably is. Oh, it is Julian Speroni or Wayne Hennessy. Okay, not the best then. And then, for me, one of the best signings this transfer window by any team, the transfer on a free deal of Maximilian Meyer from Schalke 04. I mean, that was an incredible move. He was linked with Arsenal, Barcelona, basically every big team in Europe, and he joins Crystal Palace. So I think they'll have enough to stay up. And then we're going to move on to the 14th to 11th positions team. And in 14th position, I'm going to have 2016-2017 promoted side, Brighton and Hove Albion. Surprising a lot of people staying up. A bit like Huddersfield, very similar thing with Huddersfield, to be honest, because they've got a good centre mid that kept them at bay all season. Huddersfield having Aaron Moy, and Brighton having Pascal Gross from Ingolstadt. But yeah, staying up, I think 16th last season they were, or 14th. Well, they were 15th, so yeah, just narrowing it down. Not losing too many good players. The likes of Tim Krul being released. Sam Baldock going to Reading. But then apart from that, they have a very good transfer window signing wise. They signed Alireza Jahanbakhsh from AZ Alkmaar, the player from Iran. He used to play in the World Cup. Well, he played in the World Cup. Top scorer in this year's Eredivisie, despite not winning the title. But then also signings of Leon Balogun from Mainz, Florian Andone from Deportivo La Corona, and then the signing I'm very happy for, Yves Bissouma from Lille. He's like a 21-year-old centre mid. He was prospected by Fulham until they landed the Jean-Michel Seri deal. But yeah, he's very young, very talented, and I think he's going to do well with Brighton. He knows what's a relegation fight. He played with Lille this season, and they didn't have the best of seasons. But yeah, I think they're just going to manage to stay up. Once again, settling as a midfielder team, trying to be a team that's out there, but no one really expected them to be there, and just staying up, trying to see what they can do, what they can't do. Yeah, good transfer window. I think they've done enough to stay up. Yeah, Brighton and Hove Albion to, in my opinion, finish 14th. Wait, 14th? Yeah, 14th of this year's Premier League. In 13th position, I'm gonna have Newcastle, with some of their quality names like True Jordy, or Wellany. I mean, they're not really from there, but if you know, you know. Had a good season last year as a promoted side, finishing in 10th place. So like it's very good for a team that just came back from the championship. Very good manager. Um, with Rafa Benitez, he's an incredible manager in my opinion. And yeah, I think they've done well. Transfer window wise, they didn't lose too many players. They lost like Chancel Mbemba to Schalke or Jack Colback, but then apart from that, they didn't lose any big names. They lost, I think, their goalkeeper Matt Sells to Strasbourg. However, the transfer in the club, um, not the best. Martin Dubravka from Sparta Praha. I don't know anything about him, so I'm not even going to talk about him. Ki Seung-young on a free deal. I think that was the guy from Swansea, so that's a very good deal to land, especially on the free. Loaning Kennedy from Chelsea, and then the signing of Fabian Schär for 3 million, like a former centre back that was incredible on the FIFA. I think it was 15 or 16 with a massive potential, and landing Yoshinori Muto from Mainz, the Japanese striker, who has a very good World Cup. So yeah, Newcastle just losing Mitrovic, getting Muto. So I think there's no real winner in this situation, but that's not bad. I think the fact that they have someone like Rafa Benitez is massive for them. Jamal Lascelles was like mentioned a lot in deals. I think they're going to manage to hold on to him, and that's very good. Like keeping the captain and arguably their best centre back. So yeah, good deal by Newcastle. Now we're going to go to the 12th position of this year's Premier League, and we're going to go with the 12th position of last year's Premier League, if I'm correct, being AFC Bournemouth. It's a team I really like. It really is a team I like. They didn't have the best window, losing Benny Cafobe. I mean, he wasn't their best player either, but losing Cafobe even he was on loan. And the likes of Gradel, even I think he was on loan too. So you're not losing any big player, but at the same time landing Diego Rico as a left back, so not too bad, replacing Charlie Daniels. Well, he's going to be competing with Charlie Daniels, I think, for left back position. But yeah, Bournemouth team I like, players like Callum Wilson, players like Lewis Cook, and I think they're just going to have enough to hold on. Again, settling themselves as a strong midfielder team, kind of like Brighton, but not with a better like transfer window this season. We'll see what happens with Bournemouth, but I think the Cherries will manage to hold on this season. I really hope they do. And under Eddie Howe, sorry, he's been a good manager this year. I think they're going to do well. I don't even I don't even know their stadium. Well, anyway. Alright, so in 11th position I have Leicester, the former Premier League champions, I think 2016, 2017, or 2015, yeah, 2015, 2016, under Claudio Ranieri. Having a bit of a weird transfer window, losing obviously their most valuable player in Riyad Mahrez, leaving for like 60 million I think to Manchester City. They've also lost the like of Ahmed Musa, but they did a good business, signing some good names. For example, Ricardo Pereira from Porto, Johnny Evans from West Brom, like a player proven in the Premier League, and also good if somehow Harry Maguire was to leave the club. Signing basically the B-Tech Riyad Mahrez, Rachid Ghezal from Algeria, plays on the right side, used to play in France, has a good left foot. Only difference is that Mahrez is good, Ghezal isn't. And then James Maddison from Norwich, who had a very good season in the Championship, and yeah, he'll be able to play in the Prem. But I think Leicester is like the team that shocked everyone by winning the title. Everyone was like, they're never going to stay up. they won the title. God knows how. Um, then, well, obviously they lost N'Golo Kante, which killed them. But they kept good players. The manager, Claude Puel, is very good. I think they have more than enough to stay up. Now, regarding where they'll finish, I think it's going to be midfield, obviously. Last season, I think they were ninth. But it's the kind of team, like in the Premier League, it's so tough to predict exactly the finishing position of a team. Like, they can finish from like 9th to 14th. There'll be like a 4 point gap. If you take a look at last year's season, there was 3 points between P9 and P12, and 10th, 11th, and 12th had the same amount of points. So yeah, it's very tough to predict the exact position. But I think Leicester, as a midfielder team, they'll end up in the midfield. Now, time to move on to position 10, 9, and 8. So entering the top 10 of our predictions. And in 10th position, we have 2017-2018 EFL Championship champions, Wolverhampton Wanderers. I mean, I never saw them going down. Like, even when everyone was saying, oh, they're going to be like top 5 Premier League or anything, no. But that was before that transfer window. Like, I had them around 15, 14 before the transfer window. But then, they basically became the second squad of Portugal, getting Joao Moutinho, Rui Patricio, Raul Jimenez. I don't know, is he Portuguese? No, I think he's Mexican. But like, keeping all the players they had on loan, so like Bonatini, Diogo Jota, like even buying Diogo Jota, Ruben Vinagre, I think. He was playing for Monaco, I think. But yeah, unbelievable transfer window by Wolverhampton, strengthening their squad a lot ahead of this Premier League season. I mean, I have nothing to say against that. Like, they have done an incredible business right now. They've done bits, really. Maybe like buying Benny Cafabe for 12.5 million. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know if that's a good decision or not. Up to them. They've already loaned him to Stoke, I think, and he's already scored for Stoke against Leeds in the opening game of the Championship. But yeah, like the transfer window from Wolverhampton, just incredible, really incredible. The agent, I forgot his name, but he's done incredible stuff, and I think Wolverhampton has more than enough to stay up. I really do, and that's why I'm saying top 10 again. It could be like top 12, but I'm very surprised, and definitely a team I'm gonna like look out for in this season, because I'm expecting a lot of things from the Wolves. Now, in 9th place, we'll have last year's surprise, Burnley. Burnley, who finished in 7th position and qualified for the Europa League. I think they'll have to play Başakşehir tomorrow, or in 2 days at the time I'm recording this. But yeah, they didn't do like too much business, if I'm correct. I'm just gonna check 2 seconds. Yeah, they signed only one guy, and Ben Gibson from Middlesbrough for 15 million. And in the players they've lost, I can't really recognize anyone. Like Dean Marney, I think I know him. Scott Arfield, I know him. But then yeah, keeping the exact same squad, or nearly, as last year's 7th position in the Prem. Good manager again. I think he's the key to what's happening right now. I think it's Shundish or Dyke, something like this. I could be very wrong on that. But yeah, managing last year to be in the European football for the first time in a long time, and I don't think they'll be able to do so this year, because a lot of teams strengthen themselves a bit more than them. But they are playing the card of like consistency, regularity, by not changing anything just keeping the team as a whole. It was a team with an incredible defense last year, and like the likes of Pope as a goalkeeper, or was it Tarkowski? I think Tarkowski and me as a centre backs. A very solid defense, and I think it's again going to be a team that plays like a very, very strong defense and maybe scores 1 or 2 goals per game. But I think we're looking at a very solid squad. Because they didn't change anything, I'm not expecting massive things to like massive changes in the team. But yeah, Burnley for me, staying in the top 10, not in the European competition this time, but staying in, that's already good. Now, in 8th position, I have the team from the Mersey, Everton. Everton finishing last season, I think, in 8th, with a difficult beginning of the season. I think like the first game was like a 5-2 defeat. Wait, was it? No, I could be very wrong again. No, I can't remember. I'm probably gonna chat shit, so I'm just gonna like not say anything wrong. But yeah, business-wise, they've done some weird shit. Good transfer though, with Luca Dini signing from Barcelona. He's a good player to replace an aged Leighton Baines. However, like the signing of Richarlison, as I mentioned in one of my transfer videos, I'm not a big fan of it. Like I have nothing against the guy, but 40 million is a lot for someone who's scored like very few goals last season. It was a good under Marcus Silva, and he's now the coach of Everton, so that's a good thing. Wait, is he? I could be so wrong again. I'm just gonna check. Yeah, he is. He is a manager of Everton. Okay, I just wanted to be sure of that. But yeah, they've lost players like Onyekuru. I think like he was at one point going to every club last season. Went with Everton. I don't know if he played once. I think he was on loan though. He probably was on loan to Belgium, I think, like KA Eupen or something. I have this like image of him on FIFA, but I could be wrong again. They lost Wayne Rooney, went to DC United. They've lost, well, they loaned Ashley Williams, I think. They lost Ramiro Funes Mori to Villarreal. But yeah, keeping a squad similar as last year's. Hopefully they'll have a better start of the season than they did last season. I think they started quite difficult. Like it was quite difficult for them to get launched in the season, but then they eventually came back. Yeah, again, like every year, going to be battling for a European position. I think they won't have enough. Like there's a team, I have a team up there that has done an absolute banger of a transfer window, and I can't just like go past the fact that they've been absolutely killing this transfer window. So yeah, 8th place, the Blues from Everton, and that leads us onto 6th and 7th position, the last positions before the actual Europa League. Well, the actual like, yeah, is it Champions League? Yeah, P4 is Champions League, P5 Europa League, and then it depends for the rest. I think 6 and 7. I think it depends. But in 7th position, I have West Ham United. I mean, what wrong can you say about West Ham for this transfer window? They've been like complaining for years about the non-spending of their board, and this year, well, fucking hell, signing Felipe Anderson for 35 million, Andriy Yarmolenko for 17 million, Jack Wilshere on a free deal, Ryan Fredericks on a free, Lucas Fabianski for 7 millions, Fabian Balbuena for I think 5 million, Issa Diop for 22 millions. What that right there is a quality transfer window. Really, it really is an amazing transfer window, and they've lost like Sheikh Kouyaté to Crystal Palace. They've lost James Collins, I think, the ginger play, I think he's gone. And that's it. That's literally it. Um, but West Ham, an amazing transfer window. I'm very happy for them. They might not be the club I actually support, but it's a club I really like because, like, you know, it's the club close to the people. I think they have like an history of being like a club for the poor people, something like this. I could be very wrong again, but I really like West Ham, and I hope they'll do well. I think seventh position is an achievable um, an achievable target ahead of this season. European football will be complicated, but yeah, for me, West Ham solid seventh in the London Stadium as well. Like brilliant, absolutely brilliant stadium, and I think the fans deserve it because they didn't have the easiest of seasons lately with the Hammers. But yeah, that's for West Ham. Now in sixth position, that's like where I'm starting to be very, very careful because I didn't know on like I'm still very unsure whether I put them there or not. In sixth position, I have Chelsea, and I know that Chelsea when they get a new manager, they're always crazy and like they do very well. But usually they get some players, and when you take a look at this year's transfer window for Chelsea, I think they signed Jorginho and Jorginho and Rob Green, and that's it. That is literally it. Of course, they've loaned basically their whole second squad, uh, but usually I wouldn't be worried. However, I'm worried for two reasons now. Well, for no, one reason because of two factors. I'm extrememly worried that people like Eden Hazard or Thibaut Courtois could leave the club. And if they do, Chelsea are fucked. Like, they refused 75 million for Willian. I don't know why, because he hasn't been the best, but why not? But if they somehow lose Eden Hazard and Thibaut Courtois, they are fucked. Like, absolutely royally fucked. And that's why I have them in sixth position. Because I'm not confident they're gonna keep them, and even if they do keep them, they don't have a strong squad. They have the exact same squad as last year, but you have Jorginho that's gonna play instead of probably Timo Bakayoko. That's it. And also, Jorginho needs to settle in the Prem because it's a very different game from the Serie A. So I don't know. I really don't know. Chelsea, not. I'm very unsure of what they've done. It's a team like. I mean, I don't mind Chelsea. Really, it's a team I don't care about. But I think some of their fans are going to be probably very disappointed with the transfer window, and they could reach Europa League football if like things pan out correctly in sixth place. But I don't know. It's going to be complicated. It's going to be very complicated for the Blues. And now we're going to enter top 5. In fifth position and place for the Europa League group stage is Manchester United. Yep. I mean, I have nothing really to say about United. Signing Fred for I don't know how much. Signing Diogo Dalot for at least 20 million. No way. Signing Lee Grant from Stoke. I don't know why. And then I think they got rid of Michael Carrick retired. They got rid of Daily Blind, and that's it. I mean, I think I'm not a big fan of United right now, mainly because of one guy called Jose Mourinho. I really don't like him. I think he's completely destroying what like Ferguson has built over his spell with United, and like I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on with United. They have a good attack, but players that don't really want to play, and the players that want to play don't get played. For example, Martial. I don't know. It's a very, very complicated situation right now with United. It really is, and I don't think they have a squad and like philosophy around the squad strong enough to aim higher than top four. Well, the fifth place in that case. And I don't know. It's so tough. Like United used to be this big club that every year they were going to do well, and ever since Sir Alex Ferguson left, they just became this like team going for a European position, but not always achieving it. And I think last year they finished second because, I mean, Tottenham bottled it, Liverpool bottled it, Chelsea was shite. I'm not even going to mention Arsenal. But yeah, last year if they had actually competitors, United was never going to finish second. I think Liverpool would have if they hadn't like fucked up the end of the season to compete for the Champions League before fucking up in the Champions League final. But yeah, that's for Manchester United. I feel bad for the fans of United. I really do, because like I think they're again slightly betrayed by Ferguson. But I guess that's just life. And that leads us on to fourth position of this year's Premier League, and it's a club from London. It's Tottenham. It isn't Arsenal. I've went with Tottenham because I don't think they signed anyone. Yet again, like last year, they've been the only team who hasn't signed absolutely anyone with like 2 days to go, well, 4 days to go until the end of the transfer window. They may want to go and move on. They've been looking at a lot of people, but signing no one. And again, I feel like it's a similar thing with Tottenham, not spending cash at all. They've just signed, well, they've just got their new stadium, the new Wolverhampton Lane. I'm hoping for them. It turns out like it did for Lyon. Like waiting the first season to get a new stadium, like get some cash flowing, and then you can spend. I think it's probably what's gonna happen. But yeah, Tottenham not signing anyone, and because of that, I don't think they're gonna lose too much to the top teams. But the teams behind, they strengthened, and I think they'll lose a place to one team mainly, and they'll be fourth instead of third. But yeah, that's for Tottenham. I think they'll be easily in the Champions League. Harry Kane, if he stays like the Harry Kane we all know, I have absolutely no worries for West Ham. Sorry, for Tottenham. My bad. But yeah, that's for Tottenham Hotspur. In third position, we're going to stay in London with Arsenal. Yeah, P3. I don't know, every year, like even when I wasn't doing videos, I was always confident that Arsenal were gonna do good. I don't know why, like this was a thing, because I've never been a massive supporter of Arsenal. But yeah, Arsenal P3. Transfer window wise, we're looking at a good thing for the first season without Arsene Wenger, getting Bernd Leno, Stefan Lichtsteiner, Socrates, Lucas Torreira, and Matthew Guendouzi, and losing Jack Wilshere, Santi Cazorla. I think that's it. Oh, maybe Permanent Zaka. But yeah, good transfer window in my opinion by Arsenal. They've done good. If some of their players that actually know how to play could start to play again, like made me thinking of people like Hector Bellerin. I think Arsenal could be looking at a very strong season. Really, it could be a very strong season from Arsenal, and for once I'm expecting good things. Last year they had signed Lacazette, they got Mkhitaryan, but they kind of fucked up again. Arsene Wenger's policy, finishing 6th, I think, just ahead of Burnley for Europa League. But yeah, I think Unai Emery, like even though he coached PSG, and in that case I don't really like him. He's a very good manager. He knows how to play, and every time like a team has a new manager, they usually do well. or at least better than they did before. So that's why I'm quite confident for Arsenal, and I'm expecting big things, mainly from like guys like Lucas Torreira, who had a very good season last year with Sampdoria. Didn't have a great World Cup with Uruguay, getting knocked out by the world champion France. Hello, it's us. But yeah, also the guy they signed from Lorient, Mathieu Guendouzi, very promising in pre-season, very promising, and yeah, just a good transfer window by Arsenal, and I think for once they're looking good ahead of a season, and that hadn't been the case for a while now. And they won't they like the fans will be neutral because there won't be this like movement against Arsene Wenger even before the season started. Now, P2 and P1. At the moment I'm recording this, I'm still debating. I've been debating since the moment I said I was going to do a Premier League prediction video. And I don't know. It is probably one of the most complicated decisions I've ever had to do. Between, so you guessed it, Manchester City and Liverpool. So I'm just going to put this out there. I support Liverpool. I do. However, I really like Manchester City. I mean, I don't really know why, but like I support Liverpool. Don't worry, I'm not a City fan, but I don't know. I like their players. Gabriel Jesus is a guy I've been following for a while now, even before he joined City. I mean, Aguero is a king, and he's a guy I love. I love Guardiola, but it was tough because there's one part of me who's like, if I put Liverpool first, that's probably because I'm biased. But then if I put City first, that's because I don't want to be biased. But then I don't judge like by performance, but with my like appreciation of the teams. So it took me a while, but I think I've got the right decision. The 2018-2019 Premier League champion is Liverpool. I don't know, like, it's probably going to be very close. I'm expecting both teams to finish with over 100 points. Like, City and Liverpool, they could even, like, I think I did this on an app, like, to create my Premier League season, like, doing all the results and everything. So I did this without, like, checking what happened during the game week. So I just saw, like, the results at the end of the 38th game week. So I had Liverpool first with 103 points and City second with like 101, I think. And both teams were unbeaten. And it could well happen this year. Looking at the transfer window, we're going to start with the champions Liverpool. Well, potential champions Liverpool. Transfer window-wise, we're looking at a fucking madness. Like, so they've lost Emre Can to Juventus on a free deal. They've lost Danny Ward. I think he signed for Leicester. And then, in the club are joining Alisson Becker for 67 million, making him the most expensive goalkeeper ever from Roma. My favorite player, Xherdan Shaqiri, for 13 million. My boy, I'm so happy. Like, if you can hear my voice, I'm very happy right now. Now, 44 million for Fabinho and 53 million for Naby Keita. So basically, we're looking at one of the best transfer windows ever for a club in the Prem. Spending over 200 million. Well, wait, no, math. Nah, my math are wrong. We've got 80, we've got 95, so we are looking at 175 million, sorry. 175 million. But what a fucking transfer window that was for Liverpool, and I think the fact that they lost the Champions League final strengthened the willingness of the board to spend more to help Jurgen Klopp and the boys to win the title. I think silverware is finally gonna be a thing in Liverpool, and yeah, I'm very impatient to see what they're going to do in before they lose 4-0 in the first game. But Yeah, that's for Liverpool. Now for their main competitor, Manchester City. Again, you never really know what to expect with a team like City because they're just so strong. I'm just worried that they can absolutely destroy everyone, and that's never a good thing. But um, they signed Riyad Mahrez from Leicester. I'm not gonna lie, it's not a transfer I'm a big fan of. I mean, I'm even gonna say it. I don't like the transfer. I don't think Mahrez has like a role to play in the City because we're looking at on the right side, Raheem Sterling, his substitution being Bernardo Silva. So where do you put Mahrez? Or maybe you just try to put Silva in the center? I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna like pan out for City. Um, I think they're gonna lose by like nothing. Maybe like a draw against Huddersfield at the 34th like game week, and then there's be like a 2 point gap until the end of the season or something like this. It's I don't know. I'm I'm just torn like between City and Liverpool to win. I know it's gonna be one of the two. Like it can't be the others. Um, I mean it could be Wolverhampton, lol. But yeah, I think that's like where I'll wrap the episode up or the video up. If you enjoyed my predictions, please make sure to leave a like on the video. That'll help me a lot. Comment down below if you agree with me or if you disagree, and if you do, please tell me why and who is for you your 2018-2019 winner of the Premier League. Oh yeah, subscribe to the channel for daily content. Follow me on my social medias. The links are in the description down below. I've been Blackwar. It's been a pleasure talking to you today, guys, and goodbye.